What is up, Buckeye Nation 2? And I will be continuing the MLB record prediction series. I know that I kind of fell behind on them, but I already had these predicted before the season started. I'm just making the videos now just to let you guys know ahead of time before this video starts, just that you aren't suspicious of me making these before or during the season. But yeah, I'm going to be predicting the AL Central teams and their records. I know this division, they had 3 playoff teams last year, but it's a fairly weak division. But I guess you'll see my predictions for the AL Central. So the first team that I want to talk about from the AL Central today is who I think will win the division. I have them getting the 2 seed in the AL overall, and obviously winning the division. I have the Kansas City Royals at 90-72. This division, I mean, you're not really going to see any 100-win teams from this division. No one really has total control over it, I'd say. But I think on paper, I think overall, the Royals have the best team in this division. They have a nice starting pitching trio in Cole Ragans, Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha. They have a solid 1-2 punch at the bullpen. They have Carlos Estevez and Lucas Erceg. I don't know if I said his last name right, but I know that man is pretty filthy. He closed out games in the playoffs for the Royals. Obviously, they have a top 5, even arguably top 3 player in baseball in Bobby Witt Jr. They have Vinny Pasquantino, sick first baseman. He's nice. Obviously, can't go wrong with Salvador Perez. He's amazing. Jonathan India got a solid glove at second base with him. Batting, he's an okay batter, but he can provide you some hits. Maikel Garcia, I think he's a very underrated player. I think he's pretty good. And then also they have MJ Melendez. He's decent. I mean, I know they have Hunter Renfroe. His prime's definitely past him. I don't know if he really had something what you call prime, but he had some solid years. The Rays, the Royals. Their outfield, I guess, is their biggest weakness, but they have Jack Caglione, who maybe when they call him up, they'll move into the outfield. I don't know, but when Caglione is up, if they call him up in the second half of the year, he could help the Royals make that playoff push. And yeah, overall, I think the Royals will go 90-72 and take the AL Central. All right, the next team that I'm going to talk about from the AL Central, I have them getting second place in the division, 5th overall in the AL, which means that they'll make the playoffs. I have the Tigers, the Gritty Tigers, going 87-75. I think the Tigers will definitely carry on what they had going at the end of last year. They have Tarek Skubal, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Re-added Jack Flaherty after trading him at the trade deadline, because crazy thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, for my non-baseball fans, baseball fans remember, that the Tigers weren't looking so hot at the deadline, so they were kind of sellers. But then they got hot towards the end and ended up sneaking into the playoffs. It was insane. But yeah, they have Flaherty. Jackson Jobe is a nice young prospect. Hitting-wise, their outfield is sick. They have Parker Meadows, Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green. That is a nice trio right there. Those guys are probably some of the most underrated players in baseball, but let me tell you, if they can get a hold on that baseball and they can produce some runs for the Tigers. I mean, infield, it's okay. I mean, they have Matt Vierling. He's solid. They have Torkelson. I know he did not have a good year this past year, but he could definitely have a bounce back year. He looked good in the year before in I think 2023. Added Gleyber Torres. He's all right. Javi Baez. The shortstop position is definitely a weakness. They probably should try to address that. Jake Rogers, one of the best defensive catchers. Not really great hitting-wise, but he has great defense. I mean, of course, he's an insane hitter against Cleveland, because that just always happens to my team. But yeah, I think the Tigers are a solid team overall, and, watch out for Max Clark. Who knows if he gets called up. But they have a nice farm system, nice gritty young players, why they call them the Gritty Tigers. And yeah, I have them going second in the AL Central and making the playoffs. All right, the next team I'm going to talk about, I have them just missing the playoffs. Well, I mean, not just, but missing it by, I guess, a couple games. I have them getting third in the AL Central. giving my Cleveland Guardians at 83 and 79. I know you're probably thinking, wow, you don't really have faith in your team, but let me give you a little bit of an explanation. This might be a bit of a yap session, but I know my team very well. It's my team, so I know the Guardians the best out of all the teams in the MLB. But let me tell you, this offseason was, I think, a massive L for Cleveland. They did not really do anything to address that starting pitching rotation they had in the postseason. You clearly saw that it bit them in the butt against the Yankees because they had to pull their starters really early. Bullpen was already getting overworked, so the bullpen was getting hit hard. Still have a fantastic bullpen. Do not get me wrong. Do not think that the Yankees exposed their bullpen or made them look bad. That was just because they were getting overused. Cleveland has one of the best bullpens in baseball, if not the best. They are very great arms of the bullpen. I know Clase sucked in the postseason, but he is filthy. His stuff is nice. I think he will figure it out, definitely. And I will never compare him to Mariano Rivera. I mean, Mariano Rivera is in a league of his own, but Clase is still very good, but definitely not as good as Mariano. Hitting-wise, unfortunately, they let go of Naylor, but the hope was to let Manzardo get into that everyday playing role. They think that he's going to have production close to, if not better than Naylor. They also re-added Cleveland legend Carlos Santana. He was on that 2016 World Series run team. Obviously, not the same as he was back then, but he still has some solid pop. He's still a solid player. Catching position, they didn't really do anything to address that on the offensive side of things. However, Bo Naylor and Austin Hedges are fantastic defensive catchers. And also, Austin Hedges is a very good team leader. He boosts the morale in the clubhouse. So he's definitely a key figure to have there. Letting go of Jimenez will kind of hurt defensively. But, I mean, his offense on Cleveland was not really strong. It was only good for like 1 year. So, yeah, losing Jimenez is not going to hurt the offense too much. However, the return piece, Luis Ortiz, did not look good in spring training. We'll see how he fares out this regular season. Jose Ramirez, great player. I mean, people keep saying he's underrated. I think he's now getting recognition. I don't think he's considered underrated anymore, but he's perfectly rated. He's still a fantastic player. Brian Rocchio, Brian Rocchio and Lane Thomas in the same boat, had really good postseasons. Regular seasons were not so great, but hopefully they can carry that postseason energy into the regular season and improve on their game. Yonkenzie Noel, he's got to definitely develop some plate discipline, but he can be a solid player, and he has some nice pop in that bat. And then obviously, last but not least, you got one of the best contact hitters in baseball, if not the best. Well, maybe it's Luis Ariz, but at first, but then Kwan next. Kwan can make some solid contact. He is impossible to get out, or not impossible, but it's very hard to get him out. But yeah, you might be wondering, wow, you just kind of pimped up your team there. But again, I'm telling you, our starting pitching rotation is very thin. Tanner Bibby is really the only established starter in that rotation. The rest of the guys aren't too established. They can be shaky at times. And I think that, along with injuries and just, getting deep into the season, I think the starting pitching is just really going to hurt Cleveland and prevent them from winning the division again. So I have Cleveland missing out on the playoffs and getting third in the AL Central. All right, next up, I have the team who I think will get fourth in the AL Central and obviously miss the playoffs since Cleveland misses it. I have the Minnesota Twins going 79 and 83, the opposite or inverse of what Cleveland's record is. I just think the Twins... I actually take it back of what I said on paper. I think the Twins have the best team on paper. However, they are all made of glass, their players. That is their biggest problem. The Twins are probably the biggest what-if team. They have Royce Lewis, Carlos Correa, and Byron Buxton, but those three can just not stay healthy. I don't understand why. It's crazy that they can't. But if they were able to just stay on the field, stay healthy, they could be a scary team. But, when those three are out, you don't really have too much help around. I mean, I guess you have solid Ryan Jeffers. He provides some solid offense for a catcher standpoint. I mean, they have a couple other sneaky pieces, but nothing really too crazy going on for the Twins. Starting pitching, again, they have actually a pretty good rotation or pretty good three-headed monster like the Royals do. They have Pablo Lopez, Joe Ryan, and Bailey Ober. That's a solid starting three. And then also they have solid arms in the bullpen. I know Griffin Jax is pretty good, and their closer Johan Duran could throw straight gas. Yeah, the Twins, I mean, on paper, you'd think they'd be a good team, and that's why all these analysts seem to think that they're going to win the division every year, but they just don't get it that they always are injured. See, I know that, but I guess professional analysts don't get that. So maybe I should be an analyst. Let me know. Comment if I should, replace all these. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm just going to stick to doing these goofy videos, but yeah, no, I think the Twins will go 79-83 and miss the playoffs yet again. All right, next up, we have the team who I think will get last in the division. Probably the obvious choice for everyone, the Chicago White Sox. I don't think I got to say too much about them. Luis Robert is their only good player, and he's just so demotivated. He wants to just be out of there. He's miserable there. Don't really have anything else going for them. Andrew Vaughn looked like he was going to be good when they made the playoffs, but he's done nothing since. I mean, Andrew Benintendi's been a disastrous contract. The rest of the team is just absolutely garbage. I don't even know I think their opening day starter was just some dude named Sean Burke. I mean, I think he pitched well on opening day, but it was against the Angels, so, got to take it with a grain of salt. Their bullpen's disastrous. Everything's disastrous. The south side of Chicago needs some serious help. Yeah, and I don't even think I said what the record was. I have them going 42-120, an astounding 120 losses, which places them last in not only the AL Central but the entire AL. Yeah, they're poverty. They need
all right,
help.
guys, that is all for today's record predictions for the AL Central, guys. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm willing to argue some of my points. You can argue. You're more than welcome to argue yours. Just keep it a little respectful, just because it's my opinions. I respect your opinion. You respect mine. So just appreciate you tuning into the video. Just make sure to subscribe down below, like this video, leave in the comments what I should do next. Till next time, Buckeye Nation 2 gives all the videos to you.